Before we start the video, I just want to say Dimsy's Domain gives our condolences to the family of Felice Sampler. She was the English voice actress for Mimi in the Digimon dub. Without the English dub, many of us may not have been exposed to Digimon, and her performances have always been fantastic. I've always loved Mimi from the get-go, and much of that is her portrayal of Mimi in the English dub. So thank you, Felice, and our condolences go to your family. Episode 55 of Digimon 2020 gave us a Mimi-centric episode, and it was a really weird one because there was a lot of Easter eggs interwoven within the story, and we also saw the mega evolution that is Rosemon. Let's quickly go through the story and we'll break down some of the bits and bobs as we move on. So what happened in the story? Mimi and Palmon go back to Taniman village where she was the ruler, the queen of the Taniman, only to find a school has been erected in that place, in that village, to which the Taniman are all attending. Some of them have evolved, some of them are still Taniman, and the principal is Babamon. Babamon is an ancient Digimon, an ancient mega level Digimon, and is quite glossed over, as well as Jijimon, who is her helper, or we don't know to what capacity he's involved in the school, but he's also another ancient mega level Digimon. And we find out there was a rogue student who left the school and he was angry, and that was of course BanchoMamemon. BanchoMamemon then returns and challenges Babamon, and in that little battle we get the mega evolution of Rosemon. Rosemon defeats BanchoMamemon, and thus we're all happy. And that was the episode. From just that you'd think, oh, a very simple episode, right? Yeah, but no, at the same time. The comedy and the character of Mimi in Digimon 2020 is so underrated. We made a video talking about how underrated Mimi is as a character. She's so lovable. She's genuinely, in my opinion, the best human in the whole series. But there was some shortcomings in the episode, and that is around halfway through. What on earth? Tai and Agumon just randomly pop up. Why? Why? It was funny, but come on. We can trust this episode to be carried by Mimi. If there's anyone you want to trust to carry an episode, Mimi is your girl. She's your queen. Overall, it was a very light-hearted comedic episode where I initially thought, okay, what's going on here? This is a bit too light-hearted. They're in school, they're going through these obstacle courses. It's really funny. And how are they going to lead up to the mega evolution? How are they going to justify the mega evolution? And I don't think they did. I don't think the evolution of Rosemon warranted its actual evolution. Yet at the same time, it really did, because the episode itself, again, was light-hearted. It was so pure. It really was so pure. It was purely Mimi or Mimimon. So many of us, and a part of me included, would want all of these mega evolutions to be justified by a very hard-fought battle. This one was more of the trial and tribulation of both Mimi and Palmon as they were put through their paces during school in this little trial, be it 3 days or more, and the purity and her understanding the difficulties and the need for education for such an institution allowed her to realize, well, through Jijimon's help, that actually our training is going to work, and come on Palmon, let's mega evolve into Rosemon. Well, I guess it's Lilymon. Let's talk about Babamon and Jijimon for a small moment. Both of them are from the ancient era and they're mega level Digimon. In regards to Babamon, as soon as she was introduced, I knew, okay, we will see a mega level Digimon and we will see Rosemon. We have to, because Babamon, according to the Digimon handbook, is supposed to be a Rosemon that was put under a spell that took the form of Babamon. Rosemon is known for her beauty, her being the queen of all flowers and such, and you see Babamon, this old lady with a broomstick, of course like an old witch, but across her neck and across Rosemon's neck there is a little symbol, and that is a tiferet. A tiferet is supposed to represent spirituality, purity and beauty, and you'd think, okay, I don't think Babamon's quite beautiful, but you look at her face, her mouth is stitched up. Her mouth is stitched up. You can tell that there's more to her. And her being so small. See, I'm not really a fan of small mega level Digimons, but I've come to accept it. She's really strong. She's insanely strong. And talking about strength, Jijimon is also insanely strong. And it's said in the handbook as well that he's never really shown his true strength. And Tai makes a comment at the end saying, Jijimon, you're really strong. So that's a little nod to the handbook and to the whole etymology of Digimon being extremely strong. I would have wanted for them to expand on the fact that these two Digimon are from the ancient era. These are ancient Digimon. With them being ancient, they have more knowledge, they got more, they could add a lot to the story. And if you are going to talk about the great catastrophe, don't you want to pick their brains? Don't you want to talk about what they know or what they can offer? It's a bit of a missed opportunity. Let's talk about BanchoMamemon. BanchoMamemon was a student, a rogue student, who was able to achieve a mega level status, and he became BanchoMamemon. And then he left the school because he had a disagreement with Babamon. And when I saw Bancho, I thought, oh no, could we see Bancho Lilymon? Because Bancho is a group and a class of Digimon who are battle hardened. They're really strong. They're crazy strong. They're full-on badasses. And hopefully we see a Bancho Lilymon in the future, because he looks really cool. But BanchoMamemon, for what his inclusion was okay. I guess he served the purpose. It was a very comedic episode. It was very light-hearted. And when we saw Rosemon, let's talk about Rosemon. Giant Rosemon, a giant queen. She's massive, absolutely massive. Obviously, this series so far has made a lot of the mega level, the two mega level Digimon from the Digidestin, such as War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, absolutely massive. I guess it's to showcase their strength a little bit more. They've been using size to showcase strength. Look at Millenniumon being so massive, his toenail just peek out through the clouds. And don't get me started on Zed Millenniumon, but they've increased the size of the mega level Digimon for the Digidestin to show off what a grand improvement, what a major step in strength they hold. But in regards to the weird cameo, the weird inclusion of Tai, they didn't need that. They really didn't need it. It kind of took me away. I'm like, what are you doing here? It's come to the point where I'm like, Tai, what are you doing here, man? Let them trust Mimi. Let her carry her episode and hopefully it'll work. And her achieving the mega level Digimon and her Digivice stopping the arrow, the compass stopped, and you had the crest of purity being shown, says that, okay, she's achieved what she needed to do. So she's actually earned her crest. Did she? Did she really? In some ways, I think she did. In some ways, I don't think the story did it justice. But that's Mimi. She makes light work on any situation. She's genuinely one of the best, if not the best character in all of Digimon. I probably would make a fine Digimon in Mimimon. Did you guys think she earned her crest? Do you think that Rosemon, that evolution was earned? What did you lot make of Tai's sudden inclusion? And would you have wanted more from these ancient Digimon such as Babamon and Jijimon? We don't need strength. I'm talking about exposition, telling us more about the old times and giving us more of an idea of the older or the first Digidestin or the first group of ancient Digimon or ancient villains maybe. Maybe a nod or some sort of clues for the great catastrophe. Tell me your thoughts down below and please make sure you subscribe. Take care.